hello and good morning. My name is Clint Carnes, and I'm the market president for Wood & Houston Bank. And on behalf of the 33 community bankers that work in Cape Girardeau and Jackson, we want to welcome you to this year's Emerge Young Professionals Summit. We are very proud to partner once again with the Chamber to bring this event to you. And we want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to tune in and be a part of this. The Chamber has been very nimble, and we've pivoted somewhat, given all of the stuff that we've had to deal with the last year, to be able to bring you an engaging, informative program. We want to thank you for tuning in and being a part of it.
Hi, I'm Ashton Balsman with Wood & Houston Bank. Business relationships are critical for professional growth. Relationships are a means of cultivating ideas, encouraging collaboration, and contributing to the community in your industry. But if you want to see true success in your business relationships, you need to stop networking. Today, I'm excited to introduce to you Nate Gautier. Originally from Bentonville, Nate has a wildly diverse background and is truly passionate about helping people. That's what makes him great at his job and the perfect person to teach us about how looking at interactions through the lens of connection will boost the quality of your business relationships.
Hey, my name is Nate Gautier, and today we're going to be talking about how to stop networking and start connecting. I know it may sound unorthodox to some folks, but it can be a game changer if you let it, if you make it one. We've all typically been to a business after hours and felt some arbitrary need to network, correct? Well, that's great, and I appreciate your grind, but it's empty. Before we get into our why, for why you should start connecting and forming relationships, let me offer a short background on myself. Since the 7th grade, I knew I was fascinated with people. I knew I would one day go into psychology and learn about behavior in the brain, and I did just that, and I've never looked back. I'm not a counselor or a psychologist, but I am always trying to make myself more aware. Whether it be with my own behavior or the behavior of others, I try to pay attention with intention. The speaker-listener technique. Repeat what people say. They will feel validated and like you without really even knowing why. Try to remember the 70-30 rule. When you're in meetings, you want to aim to speak for 30% and listen for 70%. If you do this, people are going to feel heard, they're going to feel validated, and it's going to allow you to make a deeper connection with that person. Learning more about emotional IQ can be very helpful to anybody and help them be successful in their career. Though I may only have a BS degree in psych, it has taken me further than I could have hoped for. So why am I telling you to stop networking? Because in the end, it won't help you form the meaningful relationships that you're looking for. Let's play out a scenario together. You're a person in sales. Spoiler alert, we all work in sales. Doesn't matter if you're a radiologist or a cashier, a bus driver, a speech pathologist, you work in sales. We're all trying to get the people around us on our side to work together. In some way, we have to sell ourselves or the things we do, our decisions. Back to the example. You're a person in sales and your boss wants numbers, numbers, numbers. You get so stressed out by trying to make them that you start to neglect the client service part of the relationship. Not intentionally, but you start to move on to the next thing, and then the next thing. And then client Bob from 2 weeks ago calls you and says, "We're out, we've changed our minds." Crap. If you only networked with that client and hadn't formed a relationship with them, are you going to go back or are you going to go on to the next one? If you truly connect with them, you'll feel horrible about dropping the ball, and you will work to gain their trust and find a resolution. Inevitably, we've all been there in some way. We miss something. Life is like a giant puzzle. You put a piece here, you put a piece there. Sometimes you put it in the wrong spot or you completely miss it. So slow down. Understand every single person you serve is different, but needs to be treated like gold. If you don't hear anything else, I hope you remember to write thank you cards after each sale or positive business meeting. All young professionals who think this doesn't apply to them, please know that it does. You have meetings and interactions with businesses, and you form relationships too. Just because they don't cut you a check or you don't cut them a check doesn't mean you shouldn't thank them for their time. Focus on one relationship at a time. Time. That's a good topic and one we should all be more aware of. Time is limited, and therefore, why shouldn't we treat it with intentionality? In 2018 and 19, I was diagnosed with cancer, testicular cancer stage 2. When the doc called, he said, "Nate, it's called embryonal carcinoma, and if it were an animal, it would be a meaner one." I learned very quickly that time is limited. And if we know this, if we actually know it and understand it, then why can't we allow ourselves to be more in the present moment? Right here and right now. Do you know why it's the best time to be alive? Because it's all that exists. I'm cancer-free now, and I hope it doesn't take you having your life on the line to realize how important that it is to have time on your side. Live right now. And take breaks. Forming meaningful relationships requires taking care of yourself. So take breaks. The body and the mind perform much better when they're in a parasympathetic state. Parasympathetic state is meaning that we're basically just trying to do the best that we can to slow down. Goosefraba. We've seen the movie Anger Management. People enjoy being around people who are relaxed. So pay attention. Your behavior, you will be amazed by if you focus on it intentionally, how you're perceived by others. Are you tapping your foot? Restless? Are you answering questions too fast? Blunted tone? People notice these things. Pace is a phenomenal way to make sure you're giving yourself the best possible outcome of being perceived positively. Slow down. Think before you speak. Choose the kind route, and you will be happy at the destination you arrive. Kindness matters. I remember a story of when I first got into the sales industry. I worked for a company that for years and years had been ranked by Forbes magazine as one of the top training companies, not just in the nation, but in the world. The company sent us to Nashville, Tennessee for training by someone who had been wildly successful in the company for many years. His name? Guy Gill. Funny story about Guy is he loved telling stories about his name. When he would have client interactions and leave, he always wondered what it would be like when they were trying to remember his name. Man, I just wish I could remember the name of that guy. 2 weeks later, they may speak on the phone, and the guy they couldn't remember was Guy. Guy taught us in a few days many lessons that left a lasting impact on me. He was teaching us not only how to make meaningful relationships and connections, but how to be better people. He always said, give part of your sale back to your client. He went on to teach the importance and value of not being selfish. He would say, if you know that you're going to have received $500, why not give $15 to $20 of that back as a thank you? Guy was known for having pre-written thank yous and $20 Chick-fil-A gift cards in his glove box. When someone would trust him and do business, he was already prepared to thank them by giving them a small gift for their willingness to trust him. He was thoughtful. He encouraged us all to send articles to people, our customers, that reminded us of our customers, whether it be text or email. Holidays? He said, why don't you send a Christmas card the first week in November? Be the first on their mantle. Guy kept an Excel spreadsheet of every single one of his clients and their birthdays. The first thing that he would do when he would get to the office in the morning is look up his Excel spreadsheet, find out whose birthday it was, and give them a call. Sometimes he was the only person to wish them a happy birthday. It matters to be thoughtful. People appreciate the small things. Follow up with people. Don't just show up when you want or need something. People notice more than you give them credit for. I like to look at myself as a resource, but a friend first. Remember that 7th grade kid fascinated by people and psychology? Well, he's still here. He's just 31 years old now, and that kid lives in me. I try to be aware of my thoughts, whether they be fleeting or float by. You ever think of someone that you haven't spoke to in weeks, months, years? There's a reason the universe brought that person back into your mind. Send them a message. Hey, just want to let you know I was thinking about you. Hope all is well. That's it. You will be amazed how much that means to people. Pay attention. To tie it all together from our scenario, if you work to form meaningful connections, you will care more about ensuring those relationships are invested in. You will take the time to care, and your clients will notice. People can tell when you care. It matters. Lastly, I'd just like to say that it's okay not to be perfect. Some of us, myself included, struggle with perfectionism. And although unbeknownst to us, people actually like when you aren't perfect. It makes you more relatable and human. We all have rough edges. Some of us are better at hiding them than others are. But be unapologetically you, and let me know how much better your life gets. Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in. What questions do you have? Be sure to reach out and connect with Nate today. Tomorrow, Laura Coulter Parker will be in your inbox helping you find the path to purposeful leadership, and you won't want to miss it. See you then.